Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to News, Revelation, Book of Enoch, and we talk about here on this channel about Vimanas and many other supernatural things out there. It's been some time. This one I'm going to be doing pre-recorded. So let's get right into this. I'm going to be reading about Elon Musk. The obvious things that are going on in the news, I'm not going to touch that right now. There's a lot of channels that are covering that, and I just don't have a desire to. I'm just not going to play into this all the stuff that's going on and the destruction that's taking place. I would just encourage you guys from the words of Jesus when he says over and over and over, see to it that you are not deceived. And we're going to be going over a few scriptures in the book of Revelation as we do. So let's get right into our article. It says, SpaceX boss Elon Musk believes that alien beings are living among us. Now, this is pretty interesting right here. In the future, I'm going to be doing and sharing some information far as about the more information on the fallen watchers and how them and Lucifer and many other beings did come from particular residing places, and how one of the places was called Rahab, and how they were cast from there and that place was destroyed. But that is for another topic, another video, and we're not going to get in that today. Let's go. Elon Musk is either one of humanity's greatest forces or he's its greatest weakness, according to most theorists out there. Theorists either believe that he is truly one of us, a believer, or that he is an alien himself that works against us and tries to hinder our progress altogether, or leave this planet to get back to his own home. Some claim he's our savior, others that he's our demise. Regardless, we can't deny the fact that he says some pretty interesting stuff every now and then on TV. Now, just side note, remember he said that he's working on this microchip that will be able to go into the brain, in your brain, and you will be able to become one with AI if you so choose to. Interesting. Recently, during the World Government Summit in Dubai, when he was asked whether he truly believes in aliens or not, he replied that, of course, that he does, and that as far as he knows, they have already infiltrated us by now, and that they're already living among us pretending to be normal beings. He also negated the fact that he was an alien himself, rebuking his statement by saying that that's exactly what an alien would say regardless. He claims that his reasoning behind wanting to desperately live on Mars, or that he would rather die on Mars than on Earth, according to his own wording, for a change of pace. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about in the Bible, there's a particular place in the Bible that's called the Valley of Rephaim. There were the offspring of the fallen angels or fallen watchers, and they produced obviously an offspring of giants. One of the things that these particular beings had the ability to do, and you guys have heard me talk about this, I'm not going to go deep into this, but they had the ability to reanimate themselves. Many people believe that some of these elites are direct descendants from them, and that's why they don't really sweat dying or anything, because somehow, some way that they will be either given a new body, or somehow, some way that their body will be raised back up. This is when you get into as far as the raising of Osiris and everything right there. Let's continue on. It says that made a lot of theorists suspicious, because if he really were born on Earth, then he wouldn't need to explain the fact that he was born on Earth already. So that definitely turned a few heads around, to say the least. I believe personally what's starting to happen right now, the world is starting to realize that the Bible, books like the book of Enoch, are 100% true. Now we're going to look over here, and let's get over here. And one of the books I wanted to go over within scriptures I wanted to look at was over here in Thessalonians. Now, I had posted this in on my FB page, Facebook page, and one of the things I put out there, I posed a question. I said, these beings are living among us, and I do believe that everything that's happening right now is the perfect opportunity in the very near future for them to manifest themselves in this world and pretend to be our friends and our saviors, and to share these ideas with us and to say, well, we've already been living among you guys for thousands of years, and we're remanifesting ourselves to bring you guys the necessary peace and freedom that you guys would have. Let's get right into this over here. Now, we're going to look at it over in Second Thessalonians chapter number 2, and then we're going to also go to the book of Revelation. And it says over here, I love this verse number 3, it says, "Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." So we obviously know who this is. This is the Antichrist. I believe personally that one of the ways that they're going to manifest themselves, I heard one person say that it's very possibility that they would come down and actually destroy the elite. And then after doing so, everyone would be cheering them on, and they would say, see, you guys know and we know that those individuals were evil and that they were trying to destroy you. And look what we've done. We've destroyed them for you guys. And everybody who doesn't know God would receive them with wide open arms. Let's go over here to the book of Revelation. Like I said, we like to talk about news, Revelation, and book of Enoch, and many other things. Let's go over here. And it says over in, and while I'm mixing this up right here, it says Revelation chapter 9, verse number 6 says, "In those days men will seek death and will not find it. They will desire to die, and death will flee from them." I believe one thing that this microchip is going to be able to do is going to be able to extend life. Now, you're going to hear me talk about these scriptures quite a bit between now and until Jesus comes back, because I believe we're moving into this hybrid age right here. One of the things I want to talk to you guys about this right here, and why I'm bringing this up, I believe far as with the microchips that are going to be coming up, with these different types of shots that they're going to be giving people, I believe one of the promises that they're going to be promising people that it can heal you and extend life. One of the things that people are saying that if they take these particular types of shots, it would kill them. I want to suggest something to you. Is it possible that actually it's going to do the very opposite and extend your life? Is it possible that actually no one will be injured from those things, and that is a part of the great deception, and it would actually cause millions of people who are not walking with the Spirit of God to accept them? Just a thought. Is it possible it's going to actually do the very opposite? I saw one of L.A. Marzulli's series he's did far as on the trail of the Nephilim, and he did some other stuff, great videos. I would encourage you to get his stuff. And I remember one time on one of his series, he was they were looking to remove these implants from these people that had been abducted. And I find it pretty interesting. Now, obviously, these chips were put in these people, and they didn't want the chips inside of them. But what was interesting, when they tried to go after the chip would move away from them. I kind of put that with this right here, that these are people that willingly will put those microchips inside of them. But then they'll start to realize, oh my goodness, I've been deceived. It's destroying me. And they will try to pursue it, but the microchip will flee from them and move away from them. And that's that microchip, which is a symbolism, and not only a symbolism, but it's filled with death, and it will flee from them, and they will not be able to kill themselves. Just a thought. Very possibly could manifest like that. Let's continue on over in Revelation chapter 19. This is pretty interesting right here, talking about when Jesus comes back and he destroys a false prophet. In verse number 20 and 19, it says, "Then the beast was captured, and with him the false prophet who worked signs in his presence, by which he deceived those," watch this, "he deceived those who received the mark," or I would even say this microchip supernatural technology of the beast, "and those who worshipped his image. These too were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone." In verse number 21, "And the rest were killed with the sword which proceed from the mouth of him who sat on the horse, and all the birds were filled with their flesh. I'm going to stop right there. One of the primary things I wanted to get across to you guys right here is that it is very possible that the microchip that's going to be coming is not quite the main one, that it's going to appear itself, and that the enemy is even tricking them and getting them to believe that they're going to be bringing the microchip, the 666. But actually, these beings will show up as so-called saviors that are living among us. And they'll end up fighting per se on the side of humanity and destroying them. But they actually set them up. And people then will receive them. Jesus makes a statement. He says, another one will come and they will receive him. I believe by something like that happening that's extremely supernatural and would be saving people, and a real microchip, a supernatural one that would bring back their youth, that these beings would now obviously know how to tap into, would bring them. But you see, it's pretty interesting right there when you see the word of God, and it says right there that they died due to the sword of his mouth. I personally believe that that sword is a literal sword, because when you go back in Genesis, it's interesting when the two cherubims are there and they're blocking the way of the tree of life, and Adam and Eve have been now kicked out of the Garden of Eden. What's in the middle of them? It is a sword, a literal sword. I do believe that one of the manifestations of the Lord is a sword. And when we speak the word of the Lord in season with the right motives, that the Spirit of God will then manifest himself as a sword. Why am I bringing this up? I'm saying, saints, keep the sword of the Spirit on your mouth. If you're going to minister to people, make sure you do it in love, and make sure you're doing it because you're not trying to draw attention to yourself, but you're doing this because you love the Lord and you care about people around you and you love them. And when we're able to minister like that, people are going to be able to tell that this is the shepherd of the soul that's speaking through you. So with that, that's going to be it. I want to thank you guys for coming out. Once again, I had to do this one like this. There's been a lot going on. God bless you. If you don't know the Lord, ask Christ into your heart today and to forgive you and to receive the forgiveness of sins that he's given all of us. Thank you all. God bless you. I love you, and I'm praying for you. And whatever you do, don't be deceived. As Jesus said, see to it that you're not deceived. God bless you. Goodbye.